Good afternoon, everybody. It's Melina Kellum here. Welcome to today's Promotions Manager New Features training session on social messaging. Now, just a bit of housekeeping before we get started. For today's session, you will be kept on mute. However, you can ask questions whenever you like, just through the questions or the chat box panel within your GoToWebinar control panel there. So I'll look out for your questions as they come through. So I'll try and answer those right away, and we'll have some more time for questions at the end as well. Now, just so that I can make sure that the audio is working okay and you guys can find the chat box okay, if you are able to hear me, if you can please type yes into the chat box or into the question box. Okay, great, thanks. I'm seeing all your responses coming through there. All right, so we'll get straight into today's session. It's a quick 30-minute overview of the new features that have recently gone into Promotions Manager. Alright, so for today's session, what we're going to run through is firstly we're going to show you how you can now add your web forms to your Facebook page. So this is one of the new features that has gone in. So for any web form that you have currently in the system, you can easily add them to your own business Facebook page if you have one. Then we'll have a look at linking to your social pages. So when you create your emails, you can easily create links back to your own social pages on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or wherever you have pages set up. Now this is something that you could have done before and you might have already implemented, but we'll just show you how you can do that if you haven't set that up at this stage. Now alongside this, as part of when you're creating your emails, you can now include social sharing links. So this is where you have the ability to allow your recipients to share your email back through their networks. So I'll show you where to access that. Now, and when it comes to you sending your emails out, you can now actually schedule social updates. So the system will automatically post updates onto any of your social pages. So you can kind of promote your emails at the same time as sending them out. Facebook preview, so if somebody does share your email through their social networks, you can actually control what gets displayed through Facebook, and I'll be showing you examples of this. And lastly, there's actually social reporting on these some of these things as well, which I'll show you at the very end. So what we're going to do in today's session is for the first half, I'm going to show you examples of all these things that I'm talking about. Then in the second half, I'm going to show you how to implement them in the system. Because it's quite easy to do once you know where the different locations are for these new features and how you actually use them. Alright, well the first thing that I should let you know is that the system is now integrated with Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. So these are three of the most popular social networks, so that's currently what it's integrated with. Now to be able to use some of the features I show you today, it will require you to have pages set up for your business on either Facebook, Twitter or LinkedIn. If you don't have any pages set up for your business, there's still some social features that you can use, which is where you allow your recipients to share your email with their own social networks if they use it. So I'll show you that as we go through. Okay, so before we start to have a look at some examples of these, I guess I just want to show you how powerful email and social media can be together. Some people seem to think that they compete, but they actually work hand in hand really well and they complement each other. So what I mean by this is when you send your emails out from the system, so to your email marketing database, what you're going to be able to do now is within your emails you can include these social sharing buttons, and then when your recipients click on that they can share your email back through their networks, and depending on how many people they're friends with on Facebook, how many they're connected with on LinkedIn, it may potentially reach hundreds or thousands of extra people. And from that, that could actually lead to maybe new followers back on your own social pages, or even new subscribers back into your email marketing database. So if you include things like subscribe links on your emails, then you will be able to potentially gather new subscribers if your email is shared through social media. So it's very easy to implement this into your emails, which I'll show you how to do today. Now, the other thing that you can do is when you send your email out, you can promote your email on your own social pages. So if you do have your own business page on Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter, when you send your email, you'll be able to add in an update, so put in some text that says check out our latest newsletter and include a link to the email, and when you send the email out from Promotions Manager, it will automatically post to any of your social pages as you've selected. And you can also choose the time frame of when that actually gets posted. And then when that goes up on your pages, if it's on your Facebook page, for example, then your followers on there can like it, they can comment on it, they can share that, which again could potentially reach a lot more people, maybe new followers and then new subscribers. So hopefully you can see there, there can be quite a bit of reach when you implement social with your emails. All right, so now let's have a look at examples of some of these things that I'm talking about. So the first feature is adding your forms to Facebook. So now in your web form editor, for any web form that you create, whether it be a sign-up form, an inquiry form, a competition form, a survey, a registration form for an event, you'll now be able to access this link at the top that says Add to Facebook. Now when you click that, you're going to be able to choose which of your Facebook pages you want to add that to, and then when it comes through, it will look something like this. So this is just a mock-up of a Facebook page here, and what will happen is a new tile will come up with a link to sign up, and when people click on that, that will then take them through to the web form that you've created in the system. So very easy to add your forms to your Facebook pages now. So I'll be showing you how to do this shortly. Now the next one is linking to your social pages. So this is just a matter of, within your emails, having something that tells your recipients that you're on Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter, and then just having a link through to the relevant URL. So again, you might have already done this previously because it's just creating a link to a URL, but just to check in case you haven't already done this with your emails. So here's another example. You'll see in a lot of emails now these days, they're kind of grouping it into like a footer or header section within their email templates, and they just have a section that might say, connect with us, and then they have their links to Facebook, Twitter, they might have links to their blog, to YouTube, so anything they're on, there's a kind of dedicated section for that. Another example again here. So these are just images that people have actually inserted and then linked. All right, so that's linking to your pages. Now the other thing that you can put into your emails is the social sharing. So what this is, it's basically like including a Facebook like, Twitter tweet or LinkedIn share buttons in your emails. So what's going to happen with this is when you insert the buttons after I show you where they are, it's already automatically set up for you, so you don't have to do anything once you've put it into your email. But how it will work is when your recipients get the email. So this is an email I received in my inbox, and you'll see down the bottom here it says share on Facebook and tweet this. So I clicked share on Facebook, and what it allowed me to do is it allowed me to log in to my own personal Facebook account there, so I could share it on Facebook. And then from there, it posted this into onto my wall, and then obviously into the news feed of all of my friends. So what will happen is you'll be able to control what gets displayed here for the recipients, but the system will also link it through to the online version of your email, so people can click through to actually view it. All right, so I'll show you this again in action when we put it into an email in the system soon. Okay, so social sharing is one that all of you can do, whether you use social or not for your own business. Now the next thing is the social update. So this one is if you do have your own business pages set up, when you send your email out, you can get it to post an update. So this is a part of the screen where you'll set it up, and I'll show you this in the system very soon. But what you'll see here is all you do is you type in what you want posted on, for example, say Twitter, and then you can insert a link through to your email, and the system will automatically generate a short link version of it for you. So it will just get posted there on Twitter like that, and when you send your email out, you'll actually be able to schedule the time that the update's going to get posted, as it doesn't have to go out at the same time of the email. It can go out a period of time later. It might be 1 week later. So you can kind of stagger, or leverage a bit more your email campaigns. So again, I'll show you how we go about doing this as well. All right, so when that gets posted, so say I set this up, I sent out a newsletter, then what happened is on the actual page here, it posted something like this. So that's maybe what I had in my update, and that's the link there through to the email. All right, so very easy to automate your updates to your pages without even having to log into it. You can do it all directly from Promotions Manager. All right, now the last part here that I wanted to show you on the Facebook pages is the Facebook preview. So again, if somebody shares your email, you can control what they actually see. So you'll be able to change what image comes up here, the actual title, the description, and it will also then have a link through to your email. Okay, so again, I'll show you where you can update that yourself in system. All right, now the last feature that you get is the social reporting. So you can track your social activity click-throughs and also your social update click-throughs. Sorry, that should say social sharing click-throughs. So if somebody shares the email and they click to view it, you can track how many actually viewed it. And with the updates through there on your pages, you can actually track that as well. So I'll show you that in more detail when we're in system at the reports. All right, so now we'll go in and I'll show you these things that I'm talking about. So the first one, so I'm already logged into my account here. Now the first one is adding your forms to your Facebook page. So I'll just bring up here, here's an example of a Facebook page. You'll see at the moment here in the panels there's no option to sign up or to inquire or something that goes through to a web form. So I want to add one in now. So back here, I'm going to come into a previous web form that I've created. So in lists against my database here, I'll just edit it so I'm in the web form editor. Okay, so here's my form that I created earlier. So now I want to add this into Facebook. So you just click the link here at the very top right that says add to Facebook, and then the system will actually get you at this stage to log in to your Facebook account. I did this previously, so once you've done it, it actually kind of saves it so you don't have to keep logging in every time. So what it's now going to do is it's going to bring up a drop down of all the pages that I administer. So there's my page that I administer here, and the label is actually the text that comes up below the panel. So I'd recommend using something fairly short here, because if it's too long it goes on to 2 lines, so it can look a little bit messy. Okay, and then you just click Add to Facebook. All right, so now that that's gone through, that is actually live. So you can actually preview it through here, or if you've already got your page open, I'm just going to refresh my screen and we should see the new panel now in place. Okay, so now you'll see I have a new panel there that says sign up. Now you can change the actual image that appears here. By default, it's a little envelope icon symbol, and it's just a blue kind of standard box there, but you can change that through your page settings on your own business page. Okay, so you'll see there's the text, the label that I've put in, and now if I click this, it will go through to the web form that's now embedded into Facebook. And anyone that now fills that in is automatically added back into my database in Promotions Manager. Alright, so that's all you do to add in your pages. So I hope that's fairly straightforward there. So now we'll move on to emails and how you go about applying some of those features I was speaking about there. So I'm going to go into messages now, and I have an existing email that I've created. So I have a newsletter here that's about 90% ready to go. The last thing that I just need to do is add in my social features. Okay, so here's my email there with all my articles. Now what I've done is I've created a placeholder up the top here that says follow us, and this is where I want to create links through to our business's social pages. And then down the bottom I've got a section that I've just called sharing is caring, and there I want to add in the links so my customers can share it back through their networks. So the first one of just linking to your pages, I'm just going to come in to edit this. And this is just a matter of you inserting your own icons, your social icons, if you have any. If you don't, you can easily get them for free if you just do a Google search for royalty-free, Facebook icons, for example. And then you can just insert the image as you do normally for images in the system. And I've just got a icons folder here where I've got my social icons. So there might be ones that you are already using on your website. So I'll use Facebook here and use the file. Okay, so my image is in place. Now I just need to link it to our Facebook page. So all you do from there is create a link as per usual. So you'll come through, insert a link, and then insert your actual URL. Okay, so I'll insert that, and that's now in place. So I would repeat this for any of the social pages that you're actually on, where you want to gather new followers. And it might also include other social sites. It might include a link to your blog, to your YouTube channel, anywhere where you want people to connect with you, through the other mediums. Okay, so now I want to add in my social sharing icons. So I'll just come down here and I'll just come into my, this is just basically a text box that I've got here. So place the cursor where you want your first sharing icon to go. And where you access it is if you go directly here to insert a link. Now, what you'll find in the system is when you insert a link, there's now a social sharing menu on the left, and then you can choose to insert a link to a Facebook like, a Twitter tweet, or a LinkedIn share. So you just choose your, so if I go to Twitter, for example, you'll then get Twitter icons that are available for you to use, and you can choose a size for those as well, depending on your email and your setup there. So choose your icon, then click on Insert, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. That's now automatically linked and will automatically share it for you. So all you need to do is, I'd recommend adding in a social sharing icon for each of them, because this isn't about what you use, it's about what your recipients may use and may want to share your email on. Okay, so I'll just choose a different icon here for Facebook, and I'll just add the last one in now for Twitter. Sorry, not Twitter, LinkedIn. Okay, so that is now in place. So any of my recipients that click these, they log into their own social network and then they can share the email and type in whatever, post that they want to. Alright, so if you just remember, that is accessible by clicking directly here to insert a link. And then from that, what you might want to do is just build it into, your email template. So, if you have set up a template for yourself with a header and footer, you might want to work in a kind of a follow us or connect with us section, and then also some kind of sharing section as well. You'll often see that people might also include the send a friend link here as well. So I actually think the actual sharing buttons is like the new version of a send a friend. Send a friend links are probably a bit more old school now, and with social, people can actually share it with a lot more people than they can just using the standard send a friend link, where you have to type in all the friends' email addresses you want to send it to, whereas with social, you just do it in a couple of clicks and it's out there to hundreds or thousands of people. Alright, so they're the social features that you can put into the emails themselves. So it's just the follow us and sharing. Now the next thing that you can do when you're building your emails is choose what updates you want posted on your own social networks when you send it. So what you'll see now in your editor is a social tab at the top. And in here, at the first part, it's going to give you where you can put in your update that you might want. So let's just say, for example, I didn't have one for LinkedIn yet. So it would come up blank, and then what you do is you type in the message that you want posted on your LinkedIn page. And if you want to include a link through to your email, which I'd highly recommend, click on Insert Short URL here. This inserts what we call a wildcard through to your email, so that will automatically change to a short URL version of the email, particularly for things like Twitter, that you don't want it taking up too many characters, so the system will automatically shorten it for you. Alright, so you can do that just for the actual social pages that you're on. Okay, so in terms of where we schedule the time of when these go out, I'll show you this because it's in the send process. Now the other thing that comes up on the social tab at the bottom is your Facebook preview. So this is if somebody shares your email, this is what they're going to see initially. So you can change what image comes up, you can choose the title and the description. Now if you don't update this, the system will automatically try and grab the first image and the first bit of text from your emails to automatically populate these for you. So it may not potentially be what you want displayed, so I'd recommend just checking that there. Alright, so that's where you create your updates and update the Facebook preview. So they're the features that you do when you're building your email. So don't forget you've got that social tab. Alright, so I'll now just save my changes. And now I'll show you how to schedule the update. So say I'm happy with this and I'm ready to send it. We just come back and go through the send process as per usual. So choose your database to send to. Now what will happen is if you have completed that social updates page, this is going to come up and it's going to ask you which ones do you want to post to. So and if say I want to post to Facebook, what you'll need to do firstly is it might ask you to log in to the actual account that you want to post it to. Once you're logged in, you'll see here it will come up and it will remember it. So you only need to click on re-authenticate if it's the wrong account or you need to update that for some reason. And then the ones you don't want to post to, you can change it to do not send. Now, when you are sending, you can then schedule the time frame. So, you can send it at the same time of sending your email if you want. You can post it, a day later or up to 6 days later. So that's up to you, and depending on how your pages are set up here, you can then choose to either paste it directly to the wall or to any of the pages that you administer. Okay, and then once you've done that, you'll click Next, which will take you to the last screen you see before sending. And how you know that these are going out is you'll see the social icons here on the right. Now, if you want to bypass this post going out or being scheduled for this send, because maybe it's a test send to yourself, then make sure you tick the box here that says Test, and you'll see it disappears. So it will bypass it and it won't schedule the update when you're just sending tests to yourself and colleagues and things to check. Then when you're doing your live send, obviously you wouldn't have that checked, and then you can see the ones that are going to get scheduled. All right, and then from there you just send it, and then all of that will go out. All right, so if you just remember for social updates, there's two parts you manage it. The first is in the email where you actually set up what update you want posted, and then when you send your email, that's when you schedule the time frame of when it's going to go out. All right, now the last thing to show you is the social activity reporting. So now when you come into your reports here, so you'll view your, your email send reports as per usual. So, check your opens and all of that. But then now there's a new tab here called Social Activity. And you'll come into it, and then this will actually give you your social sharing breakdown and your social updates. Now, I'm actually just going to bring up a screenshot of this with some data, just so I can give you explain this to you a bit better. So what you have here up the top, so for social sharing, for the Facebook sharing button, what this is actually saying is 4 people liked the email, so they actually shared that onto their own networks, and from that it generated 8 clicks to view the email. Now if you click view next to that, it will show you who those 4 people are that actually shared it, and then you can see out of those 4 people which one generated the most clicks for you. So it might be that one of those generated all 8 clicks. So you can kind of see who your biggest social influencers are. So same for Twitter, there was 4 tweets to share it, and from that there was 101 clicks, for example. Same with LinkedIn as well, so you can easily track that. Now for social updates, this is for anyone that clicked to view the email from the update that went on your own pages. So if you did include a link to your email, then you can track this, and it just gives you the number there. But obviously from there you can log into your own accounts, your own social accounts, and track further, particularly if people have commented and that as well, you're going to want to respond to those. So this is kind of like the top level tracking there for your social, and then obviously you can go into your own social accounts to see that further. Alright, so that's now all the new features that have gone into the system in terms of social media, but some of these things are very easy to implement. I'd highly recommend adding in those social sharing links if you want to reach a lot more people. Alright, so just a quick wrap up. So do add your sign-up forms to your Facebook page if you have one, particularly if you're trying to grow your database. And don't forget, it's not just sign-up forms you can add in. You can actually add in, event registration forms, surveys, inquiry forms, competitions as well. Do link to your social pages. So if you are trying to gather more followers back on your other social sites, then put it in all your emails that you send out, just in case anyone else happens to actually see that. And let people share your emails. People love sharing things on social media if they like it, so don't make it hard for people if you're trying to reach a bit more. And if you are trying to grow your databases, make sure you have a subscribe link on every email that you send out, just because these days there's much more chance someone else that's not already on your database is going to see that. So don't make it hard for them to sign up. Alright, so that now covers all the new features. I hope you're excited by those that have gone into the system. If anyone has any questions from what we've gone through, please feel free to add them into your questions or chat box and I can run through that with you. But definitely go in, if you have time, and just start playing and having a look at the new features that are in there. All right, I'm not seeing any questions come through at this stage. I'm hoping that means that it all made sense. It's fairly straightforward, and now you know what you need to do to add in social with your emails. What I will do is I'll just go off air, but I'll be in the chat box there if anyone wants to ask anything specifically, and I can just type back to you through there. But thanks everyone for attending today's session on social messaging, and maybe I'll see you in a future training session.